At 22, I graduated college and started working my first full-time job. I quickly realized that I didn't want to sit at a desk for the rest of my life. I knew that I wanted to live life on my own terms, which meant I couldn't have work controlling when or where I could spend my time and energy. I wanted to spend my life being outside, backpacking, spending time with friends, or working on music and things I'm interested in. So, at the young age of 22, I decided that I would retire as soon as possible. This short but profound experience in my life led to my financial awakening. I discovered the FIRE movement, and in the past 2.5 years, I have saved and invested over $29,000, exponentially grew my net worth, started this YouTube channel, and if I keep it up, I'm on track to retire around the age of 30. All of this was possible because I decided to start taking my time and my money more seriously. Maybe it's time that you start doing the same. Why do you want to get your finances in order? Why do you want to change your life? Is it so that you can quit your job and never work again? Or maybe it's so that you can pursue passions and interests that you have outside of your daily 9 to 5. For me, my why is pretty straightforward. I want to have freedom and control of my time. I want to know when, where, and why I'm putting energy into something instead of just trading my day-to-day life for money that I don't really need in the long run. No matter your why, you need to keep it in mind when it comes to these big tasks that you set out for yourself in life, especially something as big and intimidating as reaching financial independence. There's no one way to get rich quick, and there's no magical pill that I can give you to try and help you reach your financial goals. It all comes down to hard work and determination, and that's what I have done and all I can ask of myself as I continue down this path to FIRE. I didn't go to school for anything like economics or business or YouTube or any of this. It's just I've been putting in the time, and now I'm able to share it here with you and hopefully help you skip a few steps that I had to learn along the way. I am not any more special or any different than you watching this right now. When I decided to start taking my finances seriously, I committed to researching, studying, and watching a ton of YouTube, which is probably something you're doing right now, so that I could educate myself. But you're never ready. You have to commit. And as a 22-year-old, a young, naive 22-year-old, I committed and believed in myself that I would achieve financial independence, that I would buy back my freedom and buy back my time. Now, I share all this to give you encouragement too. It's not always going to be easy, but when you can keep in mind your why you're working so hard for these goals, you're able to achieve anything you set out for yourself in life. What gets measured gets managed. We probably all heard that one, right? Well, it's definitely true when it comes to your finances, and I want you to start doing just that. We need to start analyzing and looking at where your money is coming from and where it's going. The name of the game here is to decrease spending and increase saving. The bigger the gap you can make between those two, the faster you're going to reach your financial goals. I want you to sit down and open up any account that you have that's related to your spendings, whether that's checking, saving, credit card account, whatever it is. Look at where your money's going and why it's being depleted faster than you can save it. Chances are you're probably spending it on something that's unnecessary in the long run. For me, a lot of things that are daily habits of people I realize are kind of unnecessary expenses, like fast food purchases, Uber Eats, TV subscriptions, and fast fashion trends that are just harmful for the environment and that are going to come and go within a season. Those type of things are not worth your money. And once I realized that my time is money, it was easy for me to prioritize where my money should go. Try looking at your savings as like a game or stages you're trying to achieve every week, month, and year. Maybe your first big goal could be to look at your money, see where it's going, and save $100 a month. That might not sound like much at first, but after a year, that's $1,200 that you just saved and that you could invest. The next big step could be getting $1,000 set aside in your savings account, so that's always floating there for anything that's to come up. These might not sound like giant changes, but making small steps every day, it compounds over time, both financially and internally, and it will make significant impacts for your life down the road. Once you've come to terms with your spending and you're ready to start changing your financial future, it's always easiest to follow a path that's already been paved before you. And so, like others have shared before me and others will discover after me, I'm going to share with you a series of frameworks that prioritize the stages of your money that will help you reach your financial goals and help you make your money work for you faster. The first step of this framework is to create a gap between your savings and your expenses. This can be done through a combination of spending less or earning more. And I know that you can always cut out unnecessary expenses, like you probably don't have to go to Starbucks every single morning on your way to work, but you can also attempt to increase your income, which is going to be way more beneficial. You can only, live so frugally, like you can only live on $0, but there's no cap to the amount of money that you can earn in the future. So ways that you can go about this would be, go online, get on Google and get a certificate for a job you want to apply for. I think there's like phlebotomy certificates and stuff that you can get on Google, I'm pretty sure. You could also just straight up ask your boss for a raise. And I know that sounds scary, but I did it and it worked. Another thing is you could maybe start a side hustle or do like a online Etsy store. There's really no limit to how you can make extra income. But the bigger you can make that gap between your savings and your expenses, the faster you can reach your financial goals. The second step is to start paying off high interest debts. I would consider any debt with an interest rate above 7% to be in high interest debt. And the reason I say this is because usually you can expect your investments to grow 7 to 10% a year invest in the stock market. And if your debt is growing faster than your investments are growing, that's some pretty high interest. Debt is like a force working against you, pulling your net worth down if you don't have it paid off. Debt is like the creepy shadow figure standing at the end of your hallway, always lurking and always on your mind as you pass it by. Once you pay off these debts, you're going to have such a significant amount of stress relieved and your money can finally start working for you. It's like turning on the light switch and realizing, oh, that's just a jacket hanging on my door at the end of the hallway. Once you've paid off your high interest debts, you're ready to move on to stage 3. Step 3 is to save up an emergency fund. An emergency fund is typically considered 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up and set aside for a rainy day. You never know when something might come up, there's an unforeseen cost, and this helps you live a more stress-free life. An emergency fund does not have to be exactly 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. It really comes down to your risk and your comfort tolerance levels. I know people that have over a year of their monthly expenses saved up and set aside for emergency fund. And I also know people that, like I mentioned earlier, only have $1,000 saved up for emergency fund. These are just great practices to have in general because it means that you can cover any random cost or any random event that comes up. You don't have to pull out your credit card and pay something off and go into debt to that when you have literally money set aside for this exact reason. Once you've paid off your debts and you have an emergency fund saved up, you've pretty much set yourself up for a life of success. Now it's just time to decide what to do with your money. You could go into something like real estate and try and become a landlord. You could just use that money to travel the world before you go back to work. Or you could do something like me and start investing heavily in the stock market as well as in yourself and in personal growth. Personal finance and the pursuit of financial independence is a gift, and it allows us to buy back our freedom and buy back our time. And by you choosing to start taking your finances seriously and get them in order, you are choosing to maximize your life, maximize your time, and start prioritizing what life really means to you. So, by having the right mindset, following the right framework, and keeping determination in mind, I'm on a pretty great trajectory to reach my goals and achieve financial independence. In a matter of a few years, I went from knowing nothing about investing or retiring early to being able to share that journey with other people here on the internet. And I believe that you can achieve this too. Remember, nothing good comes easy or quick. Your journey towards financial independence is going to take years of hard work and dedication, determination, and discipline towards your goals. You're not going to be able to completely change your financial future in just a day, but you will inevitably change your future if you take small actions every day. This small amount of success that I've had so far has nothing to do with good luck and everything to do with hard work and determination, which is why I know that you can achieve these things too. Dedicating yourself to these goals and committing to achieving these great things will significantly change your life and set yourself up for a better financial future, both for the new year and beyond. With all that being said, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I sincerely hope that this video helps you reach your financial goals, but more importantly, helps you on your journey to living an amazing life. Thanks for watching.